Hey Aries, how you doing? Yeah, I said I'd be back earlier. I wanted to at least finish the camo up live. I base coated it, but then headed out to do some thrift storing. Plus, now you're not at work, so you can hang out. Keep an eye out in your mail tomorrow. I was thinking about that puppy thing you were telling me about the other day. Have you thought of just fostering one to see how it goes? You know? Because I know you said that other one was a bit, like, high strung. That's better. Hey, model student. Welcome in. So I was doing some research as well, and I looked at my reference pictures and compared them to the trumpeter instructions. The trumpeter instructions are actually pretty much dead on for the camo pattern. I grew up on movies like that and Forbidden Planet, This Island Earth. Read the book God knows how many times. What? Well, what? Tamia NATO Black. I thought you were getting British on me. Cool. That's not right, Danger Mouse. Wait. There goes half my audience. Yep, on the way out to the thrift stores, we stopped by the hobby shop. And they had 3 bottles of actual Tamiya NATO Black, so I said, fuck it, I'm buying them. I'm not playing around with this Mission Models bullshit paint anymore. What? I was never a fan of Planet of the Apes, to be honest. Like, I understand, like, why they're popular, especially the time they came out, you know. I just couldn't get into them. Well, did you not like my penfold impression? I think I just brought some memories that George wanted to forget flooding back. Come on, for a kid's show back in the 80s with Monty Python level animation quality, it was great. The reboot could not catch the charm that show originally had. But when I do the Hind, this is why it's going to be such a pain. And I'm going to have to really play around with pressures and paint mixes. I'll have to consistently be able to make lines that thin and that even. Come on, don't flare out on me now. That's thin stuff. Great. George has left the channel. I bet he's unsubscribed too. It's the stock one for the Badger Velocity, so probably a 0.3. Maybe now I should 3D print Danger Mouse and his weird car. Do them on the channel. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I work tomorrow too. Good night, George. I'll try to be on tomorrow if I can. I cannot promise anything. George hates me now. Maybe I should name this this LAV Silas after the toad in the show, the big bad guy. Toad that sounds like it has an asthmatic smoker's hack. So somewhere, some way, somehow, I have to make a drawbar that's missing from this kit entirely. As in, it was never included in the parts, but it is stowed right here on the hull. What was that? The board of directors of 7-Eleven wants to talk to me about my Medicaid program. I don't know how long we'll be on for this stream, but I did say I'd be back to paint this. And that's what I'm going to do. Because for some weird reason, I think a few of you like watching me freehand this stuff. I don't know why. And if any of you say I make it look easy, it's because I've been doing it for 30 years. Anything's easy if you do it for 30 years. Are you doing Spark as well? During the last stream, my wife went and got a $45 order and made an extra 45 bucks. Don't do laminate, just replace it outright with real hardwood. Because when you do the laminate, you get that plasticky tack, tack, tack noise whenever you walk on it. And it's just annoying as hell. Just the last two models I used, the Mission models NATO Black on, it came off whenever I tried putting any of the acrylic weathering stuff on, even after sealing it. So I'm like, you know, I kind of had it with this shit. I'm just glad the shop had more real NATO Black. Hey Alex. Welcome, welcome. They had 3 bottles of NATO Black, so I grabbed them all. And they also had 2 bottles of NATO Green, so I grabbed them too. They seem to be the 2 colors I go through the most. Yep, we got another storm hitting soon. I felt that. Oh. Let's see what the forecast says. "11 p.m., that's 6 hours from now. 3 a.m. Then on and off all day tomorrow. And Wednesday and Friday. So I managed to watch Firefox today. for the first time in a long time, I was able to actually watch it all the way through. Every time I'd catch it, it would always be the end of the movie. But I finally got to see it from beginning to end. So that was nice.
At Leo 2A7DK said, are you looking into a big storm?
Yeah, we got something on the way. Snowed for a better part of the day yesterday. Well, it's free on YouTube right now, at least for where I am it is. Even better with an ad blocker. Oh, did I say that out loud? Keep creeping up onto the desk and taking this out of the camera. See, my Hobby Lobby... Oh, you went to your lobby, your hobby shop, not Hobby Lobby. I'm like, my Hobby Lobby doesn't have Unimogs. Well, another thing I noticed when watching Firefox, especially the end scene, Shoji Kawamori and the director of Macross Plus were heavily influenced by that film. Because the end chase between the two MiG-31s, there were some parts from that lifted straight out of the film and used in Macross Plus in the dogfighting between the YF-19 and the YF-21. Four, three, two, one. Oh. I'm happy with how tight I can get my hand airbrushing like that. We'll put it in the stowed area for the moment. Yeah, we really didn't find anything out thrift storing though. Not that we ever are particularly looking for anything. But you never know. I found my UV curing thing for 3D printing while I was out thrift storing. A lot of people still do because nobody has ever made a decent kit of it, even in aftermarket. There's been a couple tries of doing a resin kit, but no one's really, like, hardcore done it justice. There we go. Let's get this cleaned out and get the NATO brown going. And I thinned the NATO black in the bottle like I described in one of the past streams. Then shook it for a good while. Sprayed like a champ. The one thing about Firefox that I noticed, though, is it really relied on an audience that could think to put things together. It was not a stupid movie. It explained things well and it explained things thoroughly, but not to the point where it took the audience out of it. Because a good movie like that requires a small bit of audience participation in terms of figuring the story out as you go along. You give it all to them at the beginning, We need more films like that again. Let's give you a shake. I think I've used this one before. don't need as much of this color. Good. I'll have to load the NATO black back up again because I needed to paint the wheels and I didn't paint the wheels. No, back in '82, especially for a Black Ops mission, that would have been maybe a skipjack. Or one of the previous generation boomers. Just because they're not at the forefront doesn't mean we're not using them. Yeah, I don't know how much I want to talk about on that. A lot of the old nukes aren't gone. They're just not used by the Navy anymore. Officially. And you wouldn't even have to build the whole sub to refuel it. You just need the tower sticking out of the ice. Do what now? Well, how's this? I have family that have seen the coastline of Kamchatka through the periscope. Back in the 60s. Back then, we weren't supposed to be there. Yeah, I got my brown pants on today. Yeah, when you're doing fine line work like this, if the paint doesn't start easily, it means your needle's getting a little clogged. So just clean it off, wet it down, make sure you don't have any water left on it. And it should... See, there's water left on it there. And it should start right up. Ugh. Would you like some fries with it? No. Did you see that a German World War I era sub was just raised? I think it was today or very, very recently. At least the back 3/4 of it were. It was announced today, at least. I know that. I do. It was a Blue Water Navy kit, and I googled the price on it after I found it. It's a $250 kit out of the box. It was one of those solid resin submarine kits, you know. Guess how much I paid for it. I think it was Blue Water Navy. It was one of those high-end sub-kits from the 90s and the 80s. But good luck trying to find the DML 350th scale Los Angeles or Ohio for regular prices right now. Lower. I found it at a thrift store. Lower. $25. Sorry, tightening up.
At Leo 207 DK said Go Bama Go. Also nice movie. Crimson Tide.
God, that came out back in 97, 98. Old movie. What's funny is, you know, Tom Clancy's known for writing The Hunt for Red October, you know, big old submarine heist movie, and the book. Red Storm Rising actually had more submarine shit in it than Red October did. Like, in terms of submarines doing what they do. Not too worried about painting the fuel cans outright. They're going to get their own paint job anyway. Different color.
At Leo 2 said remember seeing last week and it's scifi outline today. Please go down.
You know they're remaking it again. And this time it's not going to be some TV series made for a modern audience. No, it's probably just, I've noticed that it's a trend in the more modern vehicles, like Strikers and stuff, that they're tending to be just all green. I don't know why, that's above my pay grade, but it's just happening again.
At the model student 20 said my son bought me a new pair of nippers. Just got 'em. Sweet.
For some reason I read nipples before it said nippers. Like, why is he buying you nipples? Don't mind me. My brain plays tricks. It could be they painted them all like that as well, just to have them look nice for the parade, instead of having a... okay. Instead of having a mishmash of worn-out looking camouflage and chipped up sand and all this other stuff. They probably just shot everything with green to make them look nice and uniform and presentable, and sent them out. That's the simplest explanation. It's just, for the military, it's usually right. It's like, what are we capable of doing the most of in the least amount of time? Paint them all green. Okay. Yep. Well, even the first Gulf War back in '92, a lot of the Marines' M60s were essentially pre-positioned vehicles. And when they got there, they were just handed buckets of sand, paint, and told, get painting. So they did. And that's why you get a mix where some are all sand, and others actually have a remnant of the old modular camo underneath on the hull. Well, that's the same reason we'll spend millions renovating a base before we shut it down for bark. Because somebody with more chrome than brains said so. That's why. That's actually a pretty looking vehicle. Hey, Canadian camo was good. So good the Marines stole it. That's why the Marine turnaround on that idea was so quick, and the Air Force wasted the better part of 6 years. Not as nice as Flecktorn, though. That stuff just works. Wow, that took less than an hour. See, with a little practice and enough time, you too can paint just like me. Badly. Well, that goes back to what we were talking about the last stream, where you see a lot of people almost like imposter syndrome. Like, they understand what they're doing in terms of put paint and airbrush and go, but like they don't understand how to keep a pattern tight and the paint ratios and things like that. Not that I ever do any real paint ratioing either. I just kind of throw it in there and go. Oh god, don't do that. I don't even have confidence. How can I give you any? I've got the confidence of a goldfish in a blender, to be honest. Yeah, multicam is such, I don't know, People say it's effective. I guess so. I don't know. Something about it I don't like. I don't know why, I just don't like it. Oh, don't put a hammer in my hand on this one. There, that'll work. Yep, these are special builder inverted style wooden laminate pegs with metal tensioner devices. Honestly, I just took clothespins apart, reversed the pegs, and stuck them back together. Make it an even 20. But doing it this way, you can actually get them to open wider and grip better. While stocks last. Rush on down to Reno's to get your radiation-free reindeer steaks. Please, somebody tell me they remember what movie that's from. I saw it in theaters. No, $20 free shipping. What they don't know is that they only cost 10. We're pocketing 5 and using 5 on the shipping. And here's why I was putting this guy on the paintbrush. That way I just gotta paint the center hole when I'm done. I dare say these prints turned out slightly better than the first run I did. Same file set, same slice, didn't change anything. Except the resin. I got another set of them sitting on the printer for the C2 when it arrives. That might be another week or so. On this set, before I cured them, I actually put them in my ultrasonic cleaner and scrubbed them with a toothbrush too. The oh, you've been watching how, yeah. Duh. And even if, like, say you need a little more grip, like you still have that one thing that likes to slide out, get some 300 grit sandpaper and glue it to the inside face. And there's your grip tape just to hold the part a little better. Yeah, I've never really seen anybody else do it. I was just looking at it one day. I think I was having to do a wing on an aircraft. And the wing was really curved, so that curve kept shooting the, yeah, it kept shooting the clip off. So I just inverted it, and ever since I inverted it, it never flew off again. Nope, instead I'm gonna sell bendy wire mounted gator clips for 50 bucks a pair to do the same thing. But I'm only gonna market those towards the Gundam and Mecha modelers, because nobody else would ever want to use those. Honestly, if I won one of those insanely huge lotteries that's been going around now, I would contact Rust-Oleum, and I would buy the Floquil and Poly-S names and formulas from them, and find a company willing to put them back into business. Original recipe, lead and all. Nice. Yeah, I saw somebody had printed out for their Transformers collection the Teletran 1 background and then the surrounding desertscape. And what's funny is people always wondered in the cartoon, how did they go from lush forested area to desert so fast? And it's like, have you ever been to Washington State? What brought that on, Alex? I appreciate that, but... Nice. I'd really like to get these wheels on tonight, but I want to weather behind them first, and to do that I need to get past the gloss coat stage. So we're going to shoot the gloss on it next. The wheels I don't need to gloss, they're just going to go straight to dust. Well, I'm not there yet, but I'm just saying, my wife and I left Spokane to go to Stonehenge. There's an actual recreation of Stonehenge in Washington. And as you get to Stonehenge, you're no longer in that forested, nice area that's like that you always think when people say Washington State and Oregon. You're in fucking northern Arizona. And it is exactly like the G1 Transformers cartoons would have it. It goes from lush forested, bam, you're in the desert. But if I won one of those billion-dollar lottery things, I would approach Rust-Oleum and buy back the Floquil and Poly-S formulas and get them back out. I'm sorry, no other paint worked quite like theirs. And other companies have spent decades trying to get close. To me, is the closest in terms of dead flat, hard sticking, not wearing off, not peeling, none of that. But still being acrylic. Ow. Ah. Ooh. Okay, get these over here. And the gloss. And my airbrush just fell on the floor. Oh, that reminds me. So did I, and I think 3 vertebrae just slipped back into place. At least for the time being. So, pour the rest of this into there. Haha! I should get this one out of the mission models paint too. There's your agitator. A classic glass marble. That should be on the top here. Come on, I didn't throw it away that long ago. Maybe I did. Alex! Thank you very much.
This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
Alex tips $30
Take care of yourself. Love this.
Thank you very much. Now, we're not moving to Washington until 27, so I'll be in this house for another couple of years still. But it's the fact that 27's right around the corner, literally. I think that's got me getting impatient to complete the other goal, because I'm going to need that up there. Because the Camaro is not going to be a really viable car for better part of half the year up there. Where we're going to be living doesn't get as much snow, but it's wet. But thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it very much. I forgot to touch that spot up. Whoopsie! I do have to say I like the Vallejo NATO green now. It goes on really, really well. I still think it's a bit too vibrant, but it does tone down after a few passes with the weathering effects. So we'll live with that for now until I run out. But that's also why I bought more Tamiya NATO green. I think I went a bit overboard on the non-slip texture there, but that may also level out after the clear coats and stuff. I don't know what I do to deserve it, but I appreciate it. Paper towels, where'd you go? Down here. I really should not keep those on the floor. The cat loves to go after them. But if anyone out there in the Corps watches the VOD for this, and you worked on LAVs, let me know how this damn crane was controlled. Was there an external box that you could control it with? And if so, how did it go into the vehicle if your doors were shut? Because I might have somebody in the commander's hatch just with the box up through the hatch then, controlling it. Because I can't find any documentation on it. It's not like the one on the AAVR where there's a seat and a bunch of controls. So yeah, I think it is remotely controlled via a control box of some sort. And it's got to have a standalone remote control function, tethered or otherwise. Yes, that's why I bought this for that M113. Try the Vallejo one, the Vallejo NATO green, because like I said, it feels greener. Hey Loston, how you doing? Long time no see. I'll have it dig through my Peacekeeper's recognition guides and see if it shows anything. It might show either the Bison or the Grizzly in Canadian service using it. The pages on the Marine LAVs was short. How you been, Loston? Here, I can even show you what I mean, Alex, about how different the Vallejo is compared to the Tamiya. It might be right up your alley, and it's more cheaper, more affordable sense, too. That's good. Yeah, I've seen you're busy on Instagram. Yep, we're always here. And there's the VODs. You can catch those too if you haven't been. But yeah, there's your agitator that's in your larger bottles these days. This is out of the Createx. What was I going to do? Oh. The test. Where did that lump of plastic go? There it is. To me, we'll use fresh so we know we're getting a good raw shot. Because you can see the Tamiya already has a more brown drab color to it. And I don't know how Vallejo is availability-wise for Alex, but it's got to be easier and cheaper than Hataka or Tamiya. And if he's doing Danish stuff, this might be the color that's right up his alley.
At Lost and Wallace 1396 said I drop posts during the morning and evening usually on Instagram. I've enjoyed the recent models that I've seen.
Yeah. I feel like I've been falling behind. I haven't been posting as much progress on there because I've been on here more. Now look how green that is by comparison. But I seem to recall a time when Tamiya NATO green was that bright.
Leo 2A7DK said I just have to remember your words. Why spend thunder when you weather it to bits after? Stupid me.
But yeah, if you're looking for something that's a bit more foresty green, Vallejo might be what you want. Cheaper than importing Hataka. But seeing it like that just makes it seem weird, because when you have the NATO black and the NATO green on it, it looks right.
1396 said the Tamiya is more of a camel green color, more brown green.
Right? But you've seen me use this before as a base and then put the same two colors, so I don't know. But if you're looking for something foresty that's more in your budget, that might work. But alas, it is now 6:30. I'm sure the wife needs assistance with dinner. And we've gone at this for another hour and a half. That's a lot for an hour and a half. So yeah, we've made a lot of progress. Don't know when the next stream will be.
Lost and Wallace 1396 said Vallejo paints tend to go far. Also
Yeah, you can.
More affordable.
I've taken Vallejo and taken an old bottle of the same color, gone 50-50 on the mix with it, and airbrushed it forever. Yeah, don't know when I'll be back on. Probably Sunday at the soonest. I don't know. The next schedule isn't up yet at work. I'll post something when. Thank you, model student. I'll post something when I know, though. I'll put it up in the discussion chats on YouTube. And that is a discussion session, so I think it's open. So if one of you guys wanted to post in there, you can. It's a community tab. So, yeah, I could have sworn I set it up for communities. I'll give her a squeeze. No, don't worry about that. I will do my best to try and be on again Wednesday or Thursday, but as usual, I can't promise anything. I want to let that sit, throw some decals and dull coat on it, and get the details painted in. Next stream will be weathering, and then when we do that, we'll get back to this bad boy here.
At Lost and Wallace 1396 said, I'll do my best to catch the next live. Miss talking with you and watching your goats. At B Model Student 20 said, eyes emoji, I'll keep an eye out for ya oncoming fist emoji.
No worries. If I'm able to, I'll post something, like I said, in the community tab on YouTube, just to get something out there so you guys know I'm about to come on. And I'll try and do it like an hour in advance, give you time to see it. Yeah, but take it easy. Thanks again, Alex, for the donation. And I will hopefully see you all at least Wednesday, Thursday. And I should have my schedule by then to let you know the next full days. So thanks for watching.